Steve, want to thank you so much for having me on here today. Pumped to be here with each and every single one of you as we're getting started. This is a rapid fire Saturday training for each of you that are here, and there's some really fun stuff for us to get into. Let's do a real quick check. David, guys, give me a thumbs up if the screen's showing. Screen showing good for everybody? Sweet. Well, I'm excited and just blessed to get to go first here today. It's going to be a lot of fun of walking through a day in the life of what is it like for you now that we're on offense out there in the marketplace, running and growing and gunning here inside of the system. Now, for some of you that are here for the first time, maybe you haven't seen some of the stuff we've been up to. Maybe you're brand new to CTFO and everything that's going on here inside of the company. And there's going to be some moments here today that are big aha moments. I call them bingo moments as we go through the information. And when you hear those things, you want to jot them down. You want to text your team. You want to invite them to take a look at what's possible for themselves here inside of the system. Steve and Stu and Michael and David and Jonathan and Leah and Megan and the whole crew has had an incredible vision about CTFO not just being products for everybody, but an opportunity where anybody, no matter who they are, can take part and actually get results. And that's why we've put together these incredible systems. Now, in the next 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to get to look over my shoulder of what it's like to actually share, present, enroll, elevate, and duplicate people here inside of the system. And we're going to be talking about how to use the platform to do exactly that. Now, there's two core concepts to share with you as we jump in. Now, the first is this idea of a raving fan progression. What this means is that you, as the affiliate here and the associate here with CTFO, are given the tools to make it as easy as possible to take people who have never heard of the company before and invite them to become customers. We have a lot of simple ways to go out there and get some customers. And man, do we have some cool programs for that we'll get to touch on today. Once they become a customer, you can invite them to share. If they're willing to share with others, that's somebody you should invite to check out our business opportunity as associate, our free opportunity to plug in and become an actual associate as a promoter. So what does that look like when you move from the experience of sharing with somebody what it's going to be like to actually be an actual customer in the company to becoming a promoter? What does that look like to becoming an associate? Well, that's where the speed system comes in. And this is what we're going to talk about today. See, the 5 things that happen in this business for everybody is you have to share with other folks, have to be able to present the products to them, have to enroll other people so they can join the team and be a part of the company. And when new people join your team, you have to be able to elevate and train them. They have to be able to come learn what it takes to be successful so that they can duplicate that same process, right? So there's lots of ways to share, right? You might talk to your people, friends, and family and people you meet in person. You might call and text people. You might send people links or articles or images or videos to share CTFO with them. There's lots of ways to present. You might have a home meeting at your house, or you might send someone to a video on a capture page or a website. There's lots of ways to enroll. You might sit down with somebody one-on-one at Starbucks and tell them all about CTFO, or you might send them to one of our replicated webinars on the internet where they can see the business opportunity and take part in what's possible here. And there's lots of ways to elevate and train people. You might sit down and go through a fast start training with them or plug them into our online videos that they can watch at their own pace to learn and grow. So you guys get it. There's lots of ways to do each of these 5 things. And the key here, team, is that we go ahead and actually walk through what's possible for each and every single one of us. So let's go ahead and jump in to the actual deck here so you guys can see that right away in real time. And for the other speakers, we are getting a little background noise. Go ahead and mute your microphones if you haven't already, and that way this part will be really awesome and easy for everyone who's watching today. So pumped to have each of you on here live. Here I am inside of the demo account, walking through how to get started. Now, first steps, if you have not yet done this for a day in the life as a rep, go into the training and watch the Getting Started training. This is just the perfect place to start for each and every single one if you haven't done this yet. There's a whole series of videos here underneath the Start tab that walk you through what you need to do to get started and be successful. We have have a whole tour of the virtual office. We have a whole welcome video that walks you through the process I just shared. And we have individual trainings on different ways to share. Like, look at this, 13 minutes long on all sorts of different sharing ideas. We have a presenting video, 5 minutes long on all the different ways you can use the system to present to your customers. Enrolling. Look at this, 9 minutes long of how to follow up with different people and invite them to enroll inside of CTFO. Awesome. Elevating. Here, in 2 minutes, what are some of the follow up steps you take when someone brand new joins your team as an associate? Duplicating, right? Hey, once someone has finished training, how do you follow up with them and help them actually get their goals here inside of CTFO? All that training is less than an hour long, folks. After today's power session, if you have not yet gone through that information, I want you to click over to the Start tab and go through that information. That's going to walk you through everything you need to know to be successful. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. What does a normal day look like? Well, if you haven't set up your system yet, the only thing you need to add right away is make sure you get your cell phone number in here for text updates. You can click on your name in the upper left corner, go down here to contact info, and you can put in your cell phone number and your carrier. This is important because as you go about your day sharing with others and inviting them to check out information, right, you want to be getting those text messages from the system. We send you a text message every time someone fills out a form on a capture page. We send you a text message every time someone watches a video email that you send to them. We send you a text message every time someone registers for the business opportunity webinar. This is awesome information that you can use to then go follow with others, right? And this is a key. If you're not yet getting text messages, put in your phone number, get your carrier, and start getting text messages. It'll be key. All right, so let's walk through how you can share every day with CTFO. All right, the first thing you're going to do to share with others is what I call active promotion. We have both active and passive promotion, things that we like to do in the day. Active promotion is like picking up the phone and calling somebody, talking to somebody. Passive promotion is when you do something one time that actually gives you more and more contacts, right? Like Michael Swilling is a great example of this, right? As he comes on to train and speak later, right? Michael actively picks up the phone and calls people and creates connections and talks to people each day. And then Michael also does advertising. So he does these passive things where throughout the day, he's getting text messages and people are hitting his websites here in the system and he's just following up, right? So that's active and passive promotion. So let's walk through a quick example of how to actively promote with others, right? Great questions you can ask. Well, you can pick up the phone and call somebody, right, and say, hey, have you ever tried hemp CBD before? It's a really simple question to ask, right? Because people are curious, right? I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, right? David's here, Michael's here, Jonathan's here. There is a curiosity in our world about hemp CBD and the benefits of it in people's lives. And one of the best things to do is to call someone and say, hey, if I sent you a video that was less than 5 minutes long, would you watch it? That's a really simple question. If I, will you? And what do you want to use to do that? You'll see here, if you go under your link site and you click on websites, you have a series of websites you can tap and share. You have your CTFO replicated site, you have the Try CTFO page, got the sleep page, you have the business webinar. When it comes to sharing, I'd encourage you to each day set a goal having 5 people watching the video on your Try CTFO page. And we have some really cool stuff for 10X coming out shortly that I don't get to talk about today that I'm excited about. But you got 10X materials and 10X content on the replicated site. And right here on the CBD page, we have the video here that's super awesome. It's 5 minutes, 32 seconds long, walks them through everything they need to know about hemp oil, right? Is hey, and one of the questions you can ask that you'll always get a yes to is, do you or anyone you know ever have tried CBD before? Right? And people will always say yes, right? Either they've tried it themselves personally or someone else in their life has tried it and they're curious, right? You can say, hey, I found an oil that is absolutely incredible, that actually gets in, right? That's what's so special about 10X is the absorption and everything else that's with it. So that's all I have to say is like, hey, how would you like to see one that I found is the most effective one? check out this video. This is a perfect first step for anybody to become a customer inside of CTFO is for them to watch this video. And what's so powerful is if they click to order theirs today and they fill out the form, this sends you a text message and an email instantly in real time and then redirects them to your shopping cart. So you're going to know who fills out the form and taps to go to the shopping cart right here inside of the system. And by simply inviting 5 people a day here, it's a powerful way to just fill your pipeline and build your business. Now, what happens if you're actively promoting, actively calling people, and they're like, hey, I'm not in front of my computer. I can't go to the website right now, right? Well, one of the great tools you can use inside of the system is to drop them into an autoresponder that's inviting them to go to that same page. Well, what do I mean? Well, I can click on this contacts button right here in the upper left corner. And when I click on add a contact, I can drop them here into the system. So I can add my friend David D, who's on the line with me here today. I can say, hey, David, right? I can put in his email address, his phone number. I can put him in a category that I've already created, or I can create a new one, right, for who he is. And then I can say, hey, he's a family friend, right? And when I do that in your accounts, I'm in my demo account, you'll be able to tap and grab an autoresponder to send to him in the system. So you'll have a drop down right here where you can tap and see that right inside of your system. So it's perfect for each and every single one of you that are out there inviting people. So when you add a contact, you can trigger an invite autoresponder. That's inviting them to go check out the page and taking part in it right away. So that's one of the things I'd encourage you to do is that if they're not in the place where they can go to the site right away or take action right away, go ahead and add them to your system so that they're getting that series of emails that are inviting them to go to the page. When they fill out the form on the page, those emails are going to stop automatically and new ones will start. So you don't have to worry about doing anything manual there. And we've already written these messages for you. That's what's so cool about Jonathan and Leah and the whole crew and everyone at corporate is they're constantly producing more and more content for you that make it easier to tell the stories about 10x Pure, to tell the story about CTFO, so that people in your world can take advantage and jump right in. All right. So what happens after someone fills out the form on your website? Well, if they purchase, they're going to end up right here in your member list. Okay. You can click filter, and right here you can see the people who are preferred customers or the people who enrolled as associates, all on your team in real time right here in the system. If they don't purchase, if they just fill out that form and don't purchase, they're going to be over here on your prospect list, right? So this prospect list is an important thing to look at because these are the people, like right here. Here's the guy who went to the website and took an action, but you haven't followed up with them yet, right? So one of the things you want to do is make sure you're always following up with people, right? And so when you get those text messages from the system, or when you have a moment to follow up on your business, click on your prospect list, see who you have in the pipeline, and then go expand and follow up with them. Those ones that have that yellow envelope right there, you guys saw the yellow envelope? That yellow envelope meant that they have taken an action and I have not yet followed up with them, right? I can see here, this Ben guy, he went to the live stream. So he went to the business opportunity presentation, but he didn't sign up as a free associate. Wonder why. So I should pick up the phone and call him and invite him to get started with us. It's free, right? And he could plug into the training. Did you guys know that there's really only 4 reasons why people don't join us in the business opportunity? It's so much fun. They Every objection you're going to hear is part of 4 reasons. I don't have enough money, don't have enough time, don't have enough knowledge, right? Or I'm afraid. I tried a home-based business in the past and I failed, right? So people's objection, I don't have enough money to start a business. What do we do here at CTFO? Well, come test drive us for free, right? At CTFO, we don't even require them to pay for their a welcome kit or an admin fee or anything to join the business, right? It's free. So when someone has some excuse about why they can't have their own business in their life, you say, well, hey, you could come to CTFO for free. Wow. Okay, someone says, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do a business. What are you going to say? Oh, well, CTFO has this online system you can use so that even if you got 20 minutes today or 15 minutes today, there's still things you could do to grow your business and earn. 15 minutes, can you share the video with a couple people? I could, right? Not enough knowledge. Hey, I've never had my own business before. I don't know how to do this. What would you say? Well, we have this training awesome training materials. We do live trainings all the time, and we have recorded trainings you can go back and reference. We got a training library you could jump into right when you get started for free. Like if you plug in, we'll give you what you need to win. How about the people who say, I'm afraid? I'm afraid. I tried a home-based business in the past and it didn't work. What do you say to those people? Right? I love it. Michael always has good stuff. These guys, they're afraid. Well, that's because we have the community at CTFO. That's what's so different, right? When someone joins our company as a part of this family, and they jump into the Facebook groups, and our leaders are out there helping everybody, right? We have this awesome community, right? Our compensation plan with the PSPs and the matrix and all that stuff incentivizes this family to work together and support people. That's what makes us special as a community and a company. Right? How do you handle that, folks? Those are the 4 core objections. That's really all there is. And so you just invite them to say, there's always somebody who had the exact same challenge as them who did it anyway and was successful, right? Like I bet you could ask Michael Kahn when he joined his first direct sales opportunity if he felt any of those. I bet you could ask Stu if he ever felt that way before he joined his own first direct sales company, or David or Jonathan or Michael Swilling on the line, right? Steve Finger would tell you that. So it's all there. All right, let's jump into some next steps. So over time, you're going to continually have more and more people who have watched the video that may have not made a decision, right? So this list will grow. Some of you, it's 30 or 40 people that are in your pipeline who haven't joined. Some of you have thousands of people, right, in your database. So I want to walk through this with you just to show you a couple key follow-up techniques you can do. I love to call people, right, to get on the phone and ask them a great question and invite them to the next step in their life. I do believe you should always be calling through your pipeline database. You should follow up with people right away who take action. And even once a month, just take 2 days and just call through everybody in your database. It's an awesome way to create personal connections and win, right? But beyond that, we do different live events and we do different recorded events all during the week, right? We have the business opportunity we're going to be talking about in just a moment. So these are some of the power tools you can use to follow up with your list. At a minimum, you can go ahead and email all the people in your life that you're connecting with, and you can say, hey, right, check out Thursday's replay webinar, right? Pound F name pound. Now, why would I write pound F name pound in my subject line or in the body of my email? Well, that's called a merge code. When I send these emails out to the people I'm connecting with, I want them to open them. And the best way for them to open them is for me to personalize this message, right? If I use pound F name pound right here, folks, that's going to put their first name there. So it's going to say Doug, Ben, Marshall, Johnny. It's going to put their name right there. Check out the Thursday's webinar replay, right? And then I'm going to say Doug, Johnny, Joseph, Mary, right? What an exciting time, right? And you should have heard so-and-so's story on the last webinar, on the last live stream. Go ahead and check out the replay here, right? And what is the replay? It's always at the CTFO.tv. We have some videos up there right now you can share. It's a perfect place for someone to get the business opportunity of CTFO done. And you want to make sure you put in your link where they can go to get to the link. And I'll show you guys how to get your link in just a moment. But if you're curious about the different merge codes that are available to you to personalize emails, you can click right here. There's all sorts of them. If that information has to exist in your database for it to get pulled into the email, so if you put in like country in there and you don't have country saved in your records, it's not going to appear. But if you have first names, last names, it's a perfect place to personalize your emails and connect with people. Now, a couple of words on email for those of you guys that are bigger emailers. That's why I say the phone's really important. Email is a strange bird game. So a couple things that'll help you on deliverability. Of course, there's big words like free. I know we talk about our free business opportunity all the time, but free is a big spam word, right? So the words business opportunity are spam words. So what an exciting time. See what people who are involved in CTFO are saying. So hear this story from one of the members from the tribe. That's good stuff, okay? Hey, free business opportunity, make money now. The words money, business opportunity, free. I would not put those words in your emails. They may not get delivered as well. Also, some of you are still on freebie email accounts like Gmail, AOL, Yahoo. I would encourage you strongly that if you're going to be using marketing systems like this, to go get a premium email account. You'll get a lot higher email deliverability with a third-party system like this. So, like if you are Michael Swilling who's on the line, you'd want to have Michael at michaelswilling.com. And if you're Jonathan Gregory who's on the line, John at jonathangregory.com. Right? Just go by your own name.com. And it is phenomenal, the results you can get when you do that. A lot of the freebie email accounts are all in cahoots for spam filters. And if you're using a third party sender like this with like a Yahoo or an AOL, you will not get as good a deliverability as if like I'm bendixon.com, right? You have those types of email addresses, right? And you can have that. Also in the system, right? Many of you who will be using text messages to follow up with people, and that's perfect. When you get to the place where you just can't text by hand anymore, somewhere where you're talking to like 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people in your pipeline, we do have a text broadcaster here for you. It's a penny per text message, depending on the packages you get. And it's for those of you when you get to a much bigger place. If you're just getting started, you're not a 25K yet in the comp plan, all that stuff. Like if you're not, if you don't have 1,000 people you're trying to follow up with yet, just text from your phone, call from the system, email, video email. Texting's for when you get bigger, for bulk texting in the system. So don't be overwhelmed with that. It's a powerful tool, but it's a power tool when you get to another level. All right. Video email, I do want to touch on today. This is such an amazing follow-up tool and is really incredible to use and send. Just how I shared that capture page with somebody and had them go to the website to see it. Another way to first touch somebody is to say, hey, if I send you a video in your email, will you watch it? Right? And you can tap and send our overview video, and they don't have to fill out a form. They don't have to do anything. And if they just click on that picture of that video in the email and open it, the software knows they did that, and it'll text you. So catch that. You guys heard that. You could send out that video 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. And when people watch it, you'll get a text message. It's pretty cool, right? And then what I really like here is the follow-ups. How many of you ever had somebody say, you're watching today, how does the comp plan work, right? Has anybody ever tried to explain the comp plan over the phone? That's like one of the 7 deadly network marketing sins, isn't it? Right? Just don't ever try to explain comp plan over the phone. Yeah, don't do that. What we've done is so much fun here is we have Michael and the leaders have put together this really great comp plan video. And when you have someone who's ready to join the business, but they got questions on comp plan, send them the comp plan video through the tool and you'll get a text when they watch it. So then you'll give them, 20 minutes to watch the video and then call them back and say, okay, you ready to join? It's free, right? Come enroll as an associate, get started. So it's a perfect follow-up tool. And the key with video email here is it's tied to notifications. So you get those text alerts. That's a really important part for everybody who's there. All right, let's jump into how do you invite someone to the business opportunity. Next site I want you guys to check out and see is right under here is the affiliate webinar. We call it myctfo.tv/username. If you haven't yet checked this out, perfect place to be, gang. This is so much fun. You invite people to say, hey, you want to check out our CBD hemp income opportunity? Register now. When they fill out this form, will be Tommy here, and when they do this, what you're going to see is just phenomenal. All right, when they come here and fill out the form, you're going to get a text message and an email instantly in real time. And here on the inside, they can see the same 5-minute video and then join for free right inside of the system. And we're seeing some really incredible results off of this as a call to action right here in the system. Now, let's say they don't join for free. They can come over here and click and say, yeah, I want to go to the comp plan video, right? I want to go to the product overview. And here, right there, 25 minutes long, they can go flip over right there and see the comp plan video and still join for free and be right here on your team. So this is very, very, very powerful, team. From time to time here in the future, you're going to see us using the same link, same platform for longer live presentations that we do to actually help you close business in the field. But right now, you can use this 24 hours a day. It's a perfect first step to somebody checking out CTFO for the first time for the business opportunity. They fill out the form to see the webinar. You get a text message. They get to watch the first video. They get to watch the second video. They get to join. all in one simple place. And you see there's not a lot of distractions on the screen, guys, right? Not a lot of places to go to get lost. It's really effective. And so it's been done this way intentionally and on purpose. And if you have not yet recruited your first person with this, you are in for a treat, because what's so amazing about people who join your team from a tool like this and from an experience like this, guess how you think they invite others to join? You're right, the same way. So when you recruit people through a system and platform and tool like this, they recruit people the exact same way, right? And that's what's so simple. So is you're able to do that in a powerful way. So let's go ahead and jump back and let's walk through your first steps in the system. We could spend hours going through training here today and jumping into reports and tools, and that's not what today's about. We've sent other videos out about reports and tools. Today's about you getting your first customers with the new systems and sites. And so my challenge is for each of you that are watching on the stream today, right? If you're here, what my challenge is for each of you is for you to do your first 5x5 challenge, right? And what that is for the next 5 days, I want each and every single one of you to get 5 text messages a day. What does that mean? Well, that means you would have had 5 people either go to the product overview page, check out 10x Pure and the other stuff, or you'd have 5 people go to the business opportunity webinar. I want you to do enough promotion where you're getting at least 5 text messages a day, 5 people who raise their hand and say, man, I want more out of CTFO. Now, if you're on the line and you want to do that, go ahead and say, I'm in, right? I bet people are saying that all over the world right now. We probably got countries where folks in their rooms who are watching streaming today saying, I'm in. It's the 5x5 challenge. So for the next 5 days, get 5 text messages a day, which means that you either sent a video to somebody and they watched it, you shared a page with somebody and they filled out the form and went there, you went to the affiliate webinar and they took part. When you do that, everything changes. 5 people, 5 days. All right, gang. Steve, I want to thank you so much for having me here today. Pumped to be on a train. Excited to invite you back out for our next speaker. We got a good round coming up here next. So I'm excited about what they have to share.
Oh my gosh, Ben, this was such good stuff. Thank you so much, especially for somebody like me. I'm not really that tech savvy, you know. My grandkids could do some of this stuff better than I do, but you just nailed it. And I just really, really appreciate it. And I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker. And don't get old, folks. Sometimes you have to put these on. But David is the former host of the TV show Money Talk, chairman or president of 2 publicly traded companies, and author of a paradigm shift shattering book titled The Secret Asset. And you can see that at thesecretasset.com. David's uncanny ability to help scale company sales and deliver compelling sales revenue and returns has captured the attention and respect of entrepreneurs, CEOs, and professionals looking for a professional at the highest level. And look, I've got to tell you this, just throw away the notes. We've known David for over 20 years. He is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. David, I just want to even take this opportunity publicly right now in front of all these people to thank you, because my dad, he should rest in peace, just thought you were the neatest thing since the napkin. I don't know any other way to explain it. So, folks, I get to give you the awesome David D'Arcangelo.
Thank you, Steve, and everybody who's attending. I appreciate that. And your dad Steve was the best, and I love that. I love those days that we spent together and met, and Uncle Lee, etc. So, right now for myself, I just want to let me see if I can get your gallery pictures a little bit better here. If I'm good at this, let's see if I am. Or we can have Jonathan do it. Well, that's the quickest way I know how to do it there. So I'm going to put it right there for everybody. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to take the next probably 10 or 15 minutes, and really I'm going to keep it short and sweet. You're hearing from, superstars here. Michael Swilling next. You heard from Ben. You heard from Steve, and we know Michael is away, and so let me just come back to a couple of really and encapsulate something. I want to tell you a little bit of the story. The CBD story is so compelling that you have to understand your why. And your why is significant. Why now? Why you? And why CTFO? So I asked the same questions when Stu and Steve and Mike came to me about 4 or 5 months ago. And I'm just going to give you the recap. And I'm going to relate it to Linus Pauling and vitamin C. Remember, CBD is a pioneer. It wasn't even, nobody identified the endocannabinoid system until the early 90s. Can you imagine that? That is like a sin. They just poo-pooed it, drove it down, crushed it down. There were political views that drove that, and just drove it into the sand. Now we understand how compelling it is, how vital it is to your and my health, to what I call ageism. Ageism is how well we can perform for the longest period of time as we get older and be as functional as possible. We can I want 10 years, not at the end of my life, 90 to 100, 85 to 95. I want the 10 now. And I want to extend the great years. And I believe that's what CBD helps do. And that's what 10X does in combination. But look what's been happening in this industry that's now about 600 million in the CBD business, going to 22 billion in the next 3 years. It's the biggest wave, and you want to put yourself in front of it. If there's ever anything, you have CTFO that has a business that they give you for free, and don't just take that for granted. It's in the $22 billion industry that's going to grow from 600 million. That's 40 times in 3 years. So if you're sitting there and you're listening, let's get on the same side of the table. If you've made bad decisions or financially things haven't worked out, you can work maybe past 60, 65, maybe into your 70s. Have you thought about that? It's you'll do it because you have to. But really what we're going to show you today, and what I believe is, I want to compress time. What if we can compress 10 years into the next 3? If the business is going to grow from 600 million to 22 billion, if it's going to become like Linus Pauling and vitamin C when they browbeat him, Linus Pauling, I read an article and it says by the time of his death, 1994, the medical establishment had branded Linus Pauling, the chemist who came up with vitamin C. They branded Pauling a quack because he advocated the use of high doses of vitamin to treat many diseases. Sound familiar? You're going through the same thing. If you were at the precipice then, if you were at the beginning then, and you could participate in vitamin C, I look at that like CBD, but CBD is going to be bigger. And then it sounds familiar as he may well have been years ahead of the fields, but in medicine, the inside's considered such a thing to be impossible. He battled the medical authorities and convinced a lot of the public of the benefits. We at CTFO are the people bringing the CBD with our 10X combination to the public. We're breaking the stereotypes. In the states and federal level, they're opening it up. We're right there. So let me ask you a question. If it is what we say it is, which I'm reading the research and giving you the numbers, if it's going to grow 40 times, what if you had a house that was worth $500,000? Is it going to grow in value 40 times in 3 years? If that was true, that would be a $500,000 house would grow to 20 million in 3 years. Probably not possible, right? Impossible. But what in CTFO, you have a business right at the front of this wave, and we need pioneers. The settlers have already come. It's the pioneers that we're after who make things happen. The settlers watch things happen. There would be no United States and incredible Constitution without the pioneers. And those are the people who win and benefit and make it better for everyone. If you were making $500 at CTFO or $100 or $1,000, what could it be in 3 years with 40 times growth? I can't make any income claims, but I can tell you that success leaves clues. And this one is right here. Let me just move on a little bit. Let's look at the business that you're in at CBD. That 40 times growth in 3 years, which is an estimate, they calculate the compounded annual growth rate is 132% a year. Now, how crazy are those numbers? Compelling. Those are business numbers. That's Wall Street. That's what companies beg and die for. They just try, but many never make it. You're in it. You're in the forefront of it. You're a pioneer. Pioneers take risks. That's why they get the rewards. Because they lead and they teach, train, and duplicate. And those who follow then can rise up and lead themselves at their level. But CBD at 132% a year compounded annual growth rate. But that's just, we're going to be in the CBD, we're going to be in taking it orally, and we have the skin creams. But look at the skincare industry. It's growing at 214% compounded annually over the next 5 years. That's where it's estimated. Those are topicals, skin, beauty, and anything topically. Your skin on the outside, if you don't know, is the epidermis. Underneath the epidermis is the dermis. Down there is where you have your collagen structure. As we turn 21 or 22, your collagen, you produce about 1.5% less a year. That's why when you look at people when they get older, it's not just things that you have to put on the outside of your face to protect it from the sun and the environment and the toxicity. We have those products, but we also have, what happens is you're falling and caving in from the inside because that collagen structure that holds you up and makes you look so beautiful starts to go like this. We start to cave in. We're looking at the cannabinoid CBD. We have them in our skincare, and I'm going to spend a lot of time over the next 6 months to a year explaining how compelling it is for you to slow the aging process, potentially delay. We're talking about delay the aging so that we look better, contain that vitality, that elasticity in our skin. Mentally, physically, we're all after to perform 100% up to our capabilities, whatever your gifts are. So those are the numbers. How do we get there? Why CTFO? CTFO, we're committed to get there, to be, as our goal is, one of the top 5 distributors of CBD related products. Is we have to produce and continue to stay on the cutting edge, which is what you see with 10X. Why do we do a preliminary start to testing with 10X and CBD? Is because the people, Steve, Stu, Mike, the team at CTFO, the investors, everybody wants to show and deliver the best that's available. You have to have lead time on your competitors, a unique product, and a channel of distributions, which most people don't have. We have it. It's you. When we did some of that testing, I can just share with you is just from an article I read, is we talk about CBDA versus CBD. Here's what it is. The benefits of CBD are well known. But wait a second, researchers in the field have now begun to investigate the potential of CBDA. Research? CBDA has a therapeutic effect on the body because it activates the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system is a biochemical system that humans and many other mammals have. It's made up of cannabinoid receptors that, when activated, cause a chain reaction to occur that reduces pain and inflammation, reduces the symptoms of anxiety, and has been shown to aid sleep and promote neuroplasticity. At CTFO, we are looking at, and we looked at the emerging research to try to put you 3 years ahead of the market. And we found that what we believe is true, and what this article says, is CBDA has been found to be an effective anti-inflammatory. The results suggest that CBDA combined with CBD was more effective than just CBD alone. In the test that we did, which is just the beginning, it's like going skiing up the mountain. When you go up the first lift, it takes you so far, then you get confident, then you go farther and you do more testing. It's the same in testing and research. And what we've found is that the 10X contains, somehow, the 10X almost like grabs the CBDA and helps protect it from converting all in its entirety as CBD. We want the CBD, but we believe it's in combination with 10X that the future is the most beneficial for the consumer. And you'll see a lot go on, and this is just the beginning. It's probably the most exciting part of my piece of my contribution to CTFO. And finally, just CTFO, the membership. The membership is free. You become a member, you can turn your friends on, like Ben has the system. Just be consistent, take it serious. It's a $22 billion business in 3 years, not 30 years, 3 years. If you'd like to compress time, now's the time. I hope I've helped you answer why now, why you, or why me, and why CTFO. The company, the only company where the business is free, the compensation plan is patented in the matrix, and the founders are out there working in the field just like you, and that's the only pay. They do not get a check on a monthly basis from the company. That's what I call leadership. And that's what will lead this company to be one of the top 5 distributors of CBD related products in 5 years. Thank you. And I'm going to turn it right back to you, Steve.
David, I got to tell you something. I'll let you in on a little secret and let everybody in on this secret. Years ago, my dad used to call me, he was from New York. He was kind of a tough guy. And he'd say, Steven, David D'Angelo just said this. I would say, Dad, Stuart just said the same thing. And my dad would say, yeah, but when David D'Angelo says it, oh. So anyway, I'm sorry. I know that's an odd thing to share, but I had to say it. Thank you so much, David.
My pleasure.
Now I get to introduce the next speaker. And, I'm just going to go ahead and read this short bio. But Michael Swilling went to the University of Connecticut School of Business. After graduating, he had a dream and a goal of being self-employed. He spent 6 months looking to start a small business or franchise, not having the necessary capital to invest. He took a job in corporate America. He spent 5 years working up the corporate ladder, reaching the very top level of management. However, even with a great career path, he did not have a love or a passion for sitting behind a desk and working for someone else. In 1991, he was introduced to MLM. Since then, he has never looked back and has been full-time ever since. It has provided him and his wife, Dawn, along with his wonderful children, Madison and Zachary, a life of freedom. Michael cares about others, wants to see others succeed. He leads by example. He is one of the top enrollers and continues to sponsor new members and customers in CTFO. Let me just say this, forget the notes again. Michael Swilling cares about all of you out there more than words can express. I mean, there is almost no one in my life that texts me more, that emails me more. I mean, every hour of the day and night with suggestions on how we could make this even better. And so I just get to introduce the awesome Michael Swilling. Michael, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much. And what an amazing Saturday. Welcome, everyone, to our very first inaugural Cyber Saturday. And hopefully, or I know we're going to have so many more of these, and I am looking forward to seeing a variety of different speakers for months and years to come. And what a great idea. Kudos to the company for putting this very first Super Saturday on. I'm thankful to be part of it, and I'm also thankful for looking forward to a variety of different speakers and different trainers and more. And I know certainly today with missing Michael Kahn and Stu Finger and so many other great speakers we'll hear from. So I'm going to take about 15 minutes and I'm going to share with everyone what I believe to be the 5 rules of success when it comes to network marketing. So if you have a piece of paper or a pen or a pad, and hopefully a pad, you want to take some notes, that's great. And here are my 5 rules of success that I believe in network marketing. Number 1, and I think that you've both heard from David and from Ben, is sharing. You know, sharing is a really important word. Sharing is different than selling. There are network marketing companies when people are out there trying to sell you something. I believe with CTFO, which makes it so great, is that we literally are sharing with people. We're not trying to convince. We're not trying to have something to do something against our own will. We're sharing with someone a free opportunity or sharing with them products that can certainly change their health. And who do you share with? And different ways of sharing. And Ben did a great job of showing you how amazing our back office is and things that this incredible new system can do for people. And I love what Steve said about being that, you know, from layman's terms, whether you're computer literate or you're a high-tech person, anyone and everyone, no matter what your education, no matter what your age is, no matter if you've been involved in network marketing before, it is a simple and easy plug-and-play system. Very, very, very easy. While there are a lot of great tools and all incredible features that you can use, you don't have to. Anyone can use any part of it. Our goal is to drive traffic there. Our goal is to get as many eyes as possible to look at that site. That's it. Simple as that. Whether or not someone gets started, whether or not someone buys product, whether or not someone signs up for free, that doesn't matter. It truly becomes a numbers game. And literally, your success, and I know this is kind of cliche, but your success here with CTFO is the amount of no's you get. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but if you talk to the leaders who've made it in other network marketing companies or those that are here, they'll share with you their stories of how many no's they've had. How many people said that they weren't interested? How many people didn't get started? How many people didn't sign up? How many people didn't buy product? And that's just part of human nature. You know, if everyone got started and bought product, it wouldn't be an opportunity. It wouldn't be an opportunity, and it'd be absolutely mathematically and physically impossible. So no's are good. And the reason why a no is good is if you get enough no's, you're eventually going to get a yes. It's just part of the numbers game. And I remember this and heard this before and I believe this, no matter how good you are at sharing or how many people you know, that anyone can absolutely do this, okay? And here are the types of people or ways that you can share with other people. Number one is your warm market. And I know what everyone's thinking right away, warm market, no, I'm in the NFL club. And for those who know what the NFL club is, no friends left. I've been involved in other businesses before, and I've shared other companies, and my friends won't listen to me, or I'm not going to talk to my family, or I don't want to talk to my neighbors, or I don't want to talk to people I know at church, or I don't want to talk to employees, so on and so forth. And the truth of the matter is, how in the world could you not? Okay? Because when you have absolutely the best products on planet Earth at the most affordable pricing that can change people's lives, okay? And we hear that and see that all the time. With a 60-day money-back guarantee, you know that it's impossible not to want to share with people that you love and care about, okay? Now, whether or not someone, and let me share with you, listen, I think the reason a lot of times that people don't want to share with others that they know is the fear of rejection. And I'm going to be very honest with people. Listen, there are people that I've contacted who are friends who didn't return a phone call. There are people who have been at a party who saw me and have walked away thinking that I'm going to try to convince them or share something with them. And since we've been babies growing up, how many times have we heard the word no? No, 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 no. And the fear of rejection, so on and so forth. So it's hard to deal with that. But at the same token, if you truly do love and care about people, not just from the business side, but from the product side, wouldn't you want them to feel better, look better, live longer, be healthier? There's no risk. They don't have to pay there's no cost to sign up. You don't even need a credit card to sign up. So the excuse of warm market, I think, has to be completely gone. Let's get that out there right now. Now, I've been involved in the industry, as Steve mentioned, for 28 years. And yes, there have been times that in the past, in a previous company, that I was uncomfortable sharing with the warm market. But I think with the CBD, or actually I know, as David had shared, this space, this industry is so amazing that everyone is intrigued by it. People who have never been involved in network marketing before or direct sales are actually for the first time listening because they're seeing this different than a lotion or a potion or a soap or a juice or a vitamin. They're hearing CBD and hemp and getting excited. At the same time, people who have been involved in the industry and kind of maybe they didn't have success before, or they're thinking about doing something different or not getting involved again, people that I've spoken to have said, hey, listen, I'm never going to get involved in the industry again. They're saying, you know something, this is beginning to interest me. So your warm market is crucial. It's important, and do not just yourself a favor, but those you love and care about a favor. Second thing is referral marketing, a great way to find people. I absolutely love referral marketing. Everyone has a sweet spot. There's no perfect way to find people, prospects to look at and to talk to. But one of the great ways is through what's called referral marketing. And referral marketing is just asking people that you know, who do they know? Okay. When you're talking to a friend or a business associate or a neighbor, say, hey, listen, I'm trying to expand my business. I'm looking for really sharp people, entrepreneurs, people who like to make money. Or say to them, hey, I'm looking for people who are interested in improving their health or improving the way that they look or how they feel. And for a lot of people, they'll want to help. They'll help you. Say, you know, I've got a friend, John. John's a great person. He's a huge entrepreneur. You know, he's probably a person to call. So what I'd love to do is I have very comfort zone of calling up John and saying, hey, John, you don't know me, but we have a mutual friend. You know, Susie said that you were a great person, said you're an entrepreneur, might be interested in looking. And then we'll just hit it off because we have a mutual friend. That's a great way of doing business. Not the only way, but a great way of doing it. 3-foot circle. Well, in network marketing, that's anyone that's within 3 feet of you to be able to starting a conversation, asking questions, listening. Listening is more important than actually speaking. Ask a question and hear what they say. Hey, what do you do for work? Or tell me if you've ever been involved in network marketing before, or have you ever heard of CBD or hemp before? That's a great question to ask someone to be able to do. In that 3-foot circle, now let me also tell people that it's not the most comfortable thing that I'm comfortable doing in terms of a 3-foot circle. But some people love it. They can get into an elevator and start striking up a conversation with someone and talking to someone. So that's a great way to do it. Advertising, listen, let me talk about advertising. If you were to start a small business, I don't care what kind of business it is, as little as a lemonade stand that you want to start and put in front of your house and sell lemonade all day, there's a cost to doing that. You've got to buy a sign and the magic markers to write it. You've got to buy a pitcher. You've got to go out and buy the lemonade, have a chair, have a desk. If you're going to start a lawn mowing business, same thing. You've got to go out and buy a lawnmower. You've got to advertise, whether you put out flyers or put something in the paper, or a big business. It doesn't matter what it is. You've got to understand that CTFO, if you treat it like a business, it will reward you like a business. Now, advertising isn't for everyone. There's always a cost doing it, but you've got to say to yourself, what are your plans here? I mean, what is your goals to do things here? If you're not willing to talk to your warm market, right? Well, then you've got to then create a cold, the 3-foot circle. You're not comfortable there. Well, then advertising is a way to do that. I always say, have a budget. Make sure that you're not putting yourself into too much debt or spending too much. You can find local things. There's even free ways of advertising. So if you don't have the money to invest, look at doing Craigslist. Look at finding ways to do free advertising. Do a Google search. Go down to your local, supermarket or your bank and put up little flyers with your information on it, so on and so forth. There's really neat ways of doing it. I'm a big believer in a cooperative effort, because in a co-op, what you're able to do is you can lessen the risk and lessen the cost and have more exposure. So to start a co-op is pretty easy. Just talk to other people in your organization. Say, hey, do you want to pull some money together? Let's pull a few $100s a piece and let's put an advertisement. Let's see what's happening, and we can share and rotate the leads. That's a great way of doing it. And finally is social media. And social media is, it's double-edged sword, because social media is fantastic because it's free. There's a great way to connect with people. It's a great way to advertise. The challenge, and I'm just going to share with everyone, be very transparent. What I see a lot of people doing in social media is they think that just by doing social media alone, they can build a business. And maybe some people can get lucky, and some people can recruit a few people. But if you think that you can hang out on Instagram and Facebook all day long without picking up the phone or making contact, keeping it high touch and high tech is so important. I'm not against social media. I myself, I'll post up on my Facebook page, and I've got some great customers from it and some great enrollment. So I think it's part of the overall pie. I think it's part of the overall thing of doing. But if you feel that it's easy to hide behind social media and just post up all day, not making it more personable, I just don't think it's the ultimate way of doing the business. So it's a variety of your warm market, your cold market, your referral marketing, your advertising, your social media, any way and every way that you share daily. And getting back to what Ben said about finding your 5, that's the key. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just trying to find 5 people to go to. My favorite thing is get them to look at that affiliate webinar page, which you just log into your back office and click on links. Okay, you're watching this live right now, so you're already in your back office. When we're done, just click on links and copy and paste that affiliate webinar and just get it to people. Text messaging is a great way to do it. Send a text message to 100 people on your broadcast saying, hey, check this out. That gets into the number 2 thing. Number 2 rule of success is be the messenger, not the message. Be the messenger, not the message. And what do I mean? When I first got started, again, a long time ago in this industry, I was the message. And what I meant was I'd spend the first 5 minutes, okay, recruiting or prospecting someone, and then I would spend the next 25 minutes unrecruiting them, okay? And what I mean by that is I would be all, an example would be today, I'd be all hot and heavy about CBD and $22 billion industry and free to sign up and amazing owners and incredible compensation and weekly pay and affordable products and all those things. And I do that for the first 5 minutes, and then I keep on talking for 25 minutes later. And not knowing, now I know the difference. The better thing to do now is just become the messenger. All you got to do to people now is say things like, hey, this might or might not be for you. I can't guarantee you anything, but are you open-minded? That's it. That's all you have to say. If you're going to write something down today, write this down, okay? This might or might not be for you. I can't guarantee you anything, but are you open-minded? You've taken away all the risk of trying to sell something. You've taken away all the need of feeling any pressure that this person has to do anything. And you've asked the question, are you open-minded? Now, let me ask you, are you open-minded? Ask that to 100 people today, right? Or 100 people this week. You won't have one person say, no, I'm not open-minded. They've already given you a yes. Now, after that first yes, say, well, can I get your opinion? Everyone wants to give an opinion, okay? So, Mr. Prospect, you might or might not, this might or might not interest you. I can't guarantee you anything, but I want to get your opinion. Can you give me your opinion? Yes, I will. Great. And then all you want to do is, I want to share something with you. I just want to take 5 minutes of your time. And 5 minutes is like the perfect, in the world we live in today with cell phones and social media and all the craziness that's happening around the world today, 5 minutes is the perfect amount of time. All you're doing is asking for 5 minutes of their time. Can you give me 5 minutes of your time? Okay. And then all you're simply going to do is you're going to say, listen, I've got to run. I'm really busy. I've got something else going on. I know you're busy, but here's the website that I want you to check out. Okay. And watch the 5 minutes and give me your opinion. And if you can do that and do that throughout the day, you will get 5 text messages, because they've got to fill out that form with their name, their email, and their phone number. They've got to do that every time to watch that movie. And you're notified in real time that they've watched it, okay? And if they haven't watched it, you're not notified. So you can follow up with a text message or a phone call or email and say, hey, John, we spoke yesterday. You told me I'm really looking forward to getting your opinion. Again, there's no pressure, but you're going to watch that 5-minute movie for me. I haven't been notified you've watched it yet. Can you do that today? So that's the key to follow-up. Or when you get that message, that text message, or that email that comes in and says, hey, John has just watched your 5-minute movie, okay? Sometimes, and a lot of times, what happens is John takes the next step, says, wow, there's a button. I'm going to sign up for free. That's easy. I can do that, okay? Or, hey, I want to learn more. There's a link to your marketing site. Or they want to hear about the compensation plan. They click on compensation plan. It's all done for you. All you've done is you haven't talked about the great job that David did about CBDA. You didn't talk about the endocannabinoid system. You didn't talk about how network marketing works. You didn't do any of that. All you said is, would you give me 5 minutes of your time to give me your opinion and look at it? Now, after they do that, if all you have to do is pick up the phone, okay, and say, hey, John or Mrs. Prospect, what did you like most? That's it. Not, hey, are you going to sign up? Hey, are you going to buy product? Hey, can I count on you doing this? Just say, what did you like most? So if you're going to write another thing down, once they do that, you contact the person, what did you like most? You didn't say, what do you think? Because what do you think? Well, it's not for me, blah, blah, blah. Give them a question they've got to say, what I like most, okay? If it wasn't for them, who cares? So what? Some will, some won't. Who cares? Who's next? That's all you've got to be able to do. Number 3 to the keys of success is you absolutely, positively have to be a product of the product, period. Okay? Yes, we have a compensation plan that you can get paid for just referring others. And the company will pay you 20% of the CV value on a weekly basis, residual for the rest of your life, on every single person you introduce to this company, whether they're a customer or a distributor. Period. You do not have to buy a product. One of the things I absolutely love about Steve and Michael Kahn and Stu and his companies, they don't force this. Unlike any other company I've ever seen. Some companies it's hundreds of dollars of having to buy product. They want to lead with a carrot, not a stick. What does that mean? They want people to order because they want the products, they experience results, not because they have to. And I think that's amazing. However, and I'm preaching to the choir here, because today, Saturday, when you're watching this, okay, and you're watching this presentation, you're serious about a business here. You're serious about, in terms of an opportunity of joining and trying to build, whether you're looking for a few $100s a week, a few thousands, or tens of $1,000s a week. You have a reason that you're here to build here. So I'm going to tell you right now, you've got to be a product of the product. It's like the most number one important thing to do. And it's not like we're a one product wonder. It's not like our products are overpriced. It's not like you're spending $200 a month. We have over 70 amazing products that are affordable. I can't get enough of them. Every time I go to shop, it's like, oh, I want to try this one. I want to try that one. I want to try this one. Whether you're looking to grow your hair, whether you're looking to sleep better, whether you're looking to have a better, clearer complexion of your skin, whatever you're looking to do, we've got it, from gummies to vapes to you name it, we've got it. You want to be able to have a passion. People missed the whole concept of really what network marketing was. I wish we went back to old school network marketing. When I sat down 28 years ago and someone explained to me what the industry of network marketing was, what it really was, it was taking a product from the manufacturer to the end consumer and bypassing all the middlemen. Okay, you're not paying, someone told me a long time ago, the cost of a Nike sneaker is less than $1 to make. That's right, a Nike sneaker is less than $1 to make. But by the time it gets to the end consumer, there are sneakers out there. Trust me, I had a teenage son that were spending hundreds of dollars on the sneakers. And the reason why was because you had to pay all the jobbers, the retailers, all the advertising, the celebrities to promote it. When you bought Air Jordans, I'm sure Michael Jordan got something for that. Here, the difference is you've got people who are using a product, getting results from it, and sharing with others. That gets back to, why do you want to share with your warm market? If you're sleeping better, if you have less pain, if your hair is beginning to grow back, whatever those things are, you'll want to share that with people. No different than, hey, this is a really great movie to see, or hey, this is an awesome restaurant to go to. We do network marketing every day. The difference is CTFO would pay you to do this. One of the reasons I hear, and this blows me away, is people say they don't have the money to get started to buy product. And listen, with all due respect, if that's what someone's telling you, that's a lie. It's completely a lie, because I rest assured, if their TV broke today, okay, and they didn't have a TV to watch, no matter what the cost was, they're going to go buy a TV set. Period. We all know that. Okay. So number two is there's a money back guarantee. Okay. So there's no risk of that, and it's affordable. Okay. People will, when they take the product, when you're taking the product, you want to share. And it's hard when you're talking to a prospect and they say, well, hey, Susie, what products do you like? What are you going to say? Well, I'm not using the products, but they're really great. You know what I mean? And people will read through it. They'll read through what you're doing or not. So, it's funny. In all transparency, when I joined this industry, I joined it not for product. I was never, ever, ever. And for those who know me, you know that's the truth. I wasn't. I joined network marketing for time and freedom. Period. I wanted to work when I wanted, whenever I wanted, with who I wanted, how I wanted, when I wanted, to have an unlimited amount of income and have all the time and freedom in the world. And I never missed my daughter cheerleading or my son's baseball games. Been able to do anything when I want, wake up when I want, work with who I want, however I want. And those are all the greatest things that you have out there. Okay. That's the greatest thing that network marketing can provide for you. Okay. The other thing I want to share with you too is, in terms of the product, is get on the auto ship. Auto ship, unlike other companies, they don't require, other companies that I've been involved with or very aware of, is they make you go on auto ship. You have to be on auto ship to get paid. A great thing, if we were to sit down and have a white piece of paper and say all the things we wanted, from a compensation plan, paying out 100% of the CV, having a free sign up, having co-founders that get paid the same way, having the amazing David D'Angelo, the incredible Ben Dixon, great marketing site. I mean, it is the perfect storm that's out there. And we don't enforce auto ship, which is fantastic. However, it becomes a no-brainer. Why would you not want to save 5%? Okay, not just on your auto ship, but every time you want to place an order, you get 5%. It's convenient. It guarantees you never have to worry about in terms of missing out on a commission. While you get 20% on all person enrolled to get paid on our matrix, okay, to get paid on the 21 levels, to get paid the 5 levels of the union level, to get paid in the affinity bonus, you have to at least do, and I know it's a joke, it's only $47.47. Other companies are hundreds of dollars, right? This at least assures you that you are at least qualified for other parts of the plan, okay? So convenience, never running out, qualifying in the plan, a 5% discount, and anytime you want to change it, you push a button in your back office, add to it, cancel it, whatever it is. It takes a matter of seconds to do. So auto ship is absolutely crucial. Number 4 is the 3-year commitment. By far, the rule of success, number 4, is you have to understand this isn't a 3-hour plan, a 3-day plan, or a 3-month plan. If you're here for whatever reason it is, okay, to have financial freedom or whatever your goals are, okay, I always love talking to people and saying, well, hey, I always want to know when I talk to someone, well, what are your goals? And so, oh, I want to make 10,000 a month. Okay, I want to make 1,000 a week, or I want to make 100,000 a year. And then I say to them, well, what is your time commitment? You know, what are you committing to do here, right? Because this is the concept of network marketing in particular, because we don't front load people. We're not telling people, oh, come in for $1,000 or come in for 5,000, or you got to balance your right leg, you got to balance your left leg. We don't do any of that stuff. One of the greatest things that we do over here is it's a slower burn. Now, you can compress your time depending on how active you are and how much time you put into it and how serious you are. But realize this really is a 3-year plan. When I first got started in this industry, I think my first month, I made like $50. My friends laughed at me. My family laughed at me. I laughed at myself. I said, are you kidding me? I just invested money. I put all this time in, and after an entire month of this business, I got a check for $50. My second month in the business, I think it grew to like $200, right? But what began to happen is it kept on compounding over time. And that's what you're doing over here. This is the concept of that penny beginning to double. This is the concept that this is a 3-year plan. So you're listening today live on this beautiful Saturday, on our very first Cyber Saturday. So you obviously are here for a reason, and you need to say to yourself that minimally a 1-year commitment. Don't look to your right, don't look to your left, don't look behind you. When something goes wrong, if a product's late, if there's a back order, if someone quits, if someone doesn't return a phone call, if something isn't perfect, you have to be absolutely unconditionally committed. You know, one of the things that I always joke around with, and I really believe is, you know, Steve had said in the beginning how when I got out of college, I majored in business administration and I wanted to start my own business. So I spent 6 months looking for businesses. I looked at every franchise you can imagine. I was going to open up a miniature golf course, indoor soccer, restaurants. I mean, you name it, I looked at it. And every one of those businesses were looking for money, minimally. You know, for a small business, you know, I call them the B franchises or B franchise because you had to be there all the time, was $50,000 to $100,000. The A franchises were A for a lot of money, the McDonald's, the Burger King, so on and so forth. And I was in debt. You know, I spent 4 years in college. I accumulated all this debt. I had no money. And I learned very quickly the importance of having capital and having money to get started. So I did what I guess every kid did back in the 80s, is I went and worked in corporate America. And I realized really quickly, you know, the difference of having money and not. But I never lost the dream of having independence. And thankfully, the path I went on was perfect because I knew what it was like to work in corporate America. I knew I would never want to do that again. After 28 years, I always kid, I'm unemployable right now. But getting started in the business, the great thing here is the worst thing here. The greatest thing of all is that CTFO is for free, okay? That anyone, everyone, regardless of your age, your race, your religion, your politics, your college education, your experience, everyone can join for free. The challenge, though, is when you get involved for free, many people treat this as a free business. And what I mean by that is it's easy to quit. It's easy to walk away. It's easy to say, you know something, it didn't cost me anything to get in, or I bought a product, and that very first no says, it's not going to work. Or you read something negative, or you hear someone join another deal, or anything that could go wrong went wrong. And after that first 3 hours in the business, you're already out because it didn't cost you anything. Or if the first 3 days or the first 3 months, you're investing more in advertising, you're not making as much as you're investing. You didn't have that 3-year plan. I wish that the cost to get in here at sometimes was $10,000. You're probably sitting there saying, what? $10,000 to join CTFO? But I told you what you got for it. You have incredible co-founders who are dedicated to helping others. They take care of everything, the accounting, the back office, the tracking, the shipping, collecting credit card information. You have, for $10,000, you get trainings. You've got a gentleman like, David D'Arcangelo is going to be providing so much talent and training. You have a back office that Ben Dixon is one of the best in the world. You've got the right to go out and build a business, make unlimited income. That's what you get for $10,000. And at the end of the day, right, here's the difference. For that $10,000, if it costs $10,000 to get in, what would you do? Would you quit within 3 hours, 3 days, 3 months? No, you wouldn't. You would treat this like a business. If you're here and you really want some great goals, whatever they might be, if you want to make $100 a week, we'll treat it like a $100 a week business. If you want to make $1,000 a week, you can do that here. This pay plan allows you to do this. Treat it like a $1,000 a week business. If you want to make $10,000 a week or more, then you got to be able to treat it that way. So have that commitment in what you're doing. And finally, guys, as I sum this up and hand it back to Steve in a few minutes, is number 5, which I always feel is the most important, and it's your why. And, David talked about different types of whys, and I think those are awesome. I want to talk about the why inside your heart and who you are and what your why is. And not all of us have the same whys. We all have a different why we do things, or why we act a certain way, or do things. Your why has got to be so big that you can share this with your warm market, that you become a product of the product. And most importantly is you never quit. You're here until you succeed. You understand. That why, for me personally, I remember, I had this dream of being self-employed. I had a goal of making unlimited income. I wanted to help other people. I wanted to, when I was working corporate America here in Connecticut, I remember driving into work, at 7 in the morning, and it was freezing outside and snowing outside, and sitting behind a desk and saying, I can't do this. I can't do this for the next 30 years of my life. I cannot be. Not that I was miserable, but I had no passion. I had no love for what I was doing. I wasn't getting up every day saying, man, looking forward to the day. I'd sit there and I'd look at my clock all day long and say, man, I can't wait to get out of here. I mean, at 8:05, I was like, my goodness, is it 5 o'clock yet? I just couldn't wait to get home or get out of there. So my why was pretty big. So when I started in this industry, the days that weren't perfect, the day I got a no, or the day old school going to weekly meetings and I had a guest who said they were going to show up and didn't show, or I had a person who told me they were going to be the next superstar and they were going to make it to the very top, and 2 days later they had disappeared, and so on and so forth. It was those days that I wanted to quit, or I actually did quit many times in this industry, that my why was so big that it got me back to say, something, the squeeze is worth the juice, that I know that this is my why. Now, your why, you have a why. You're watching, it's a Saturday, you're sitting here, you're watching this presentation. So it's not whether or not you have a why or not, you do. And for some people, it could be, I want to pay off a mortgage, or I want to be around other people in a social environment and be part of something bigger. It could be, I want to go on vacation once a year, or I've got credit card debt, or I want to put my kids through college, or whatever that why is, why you're here. And it could be the craziest thing, whatever it is. Write it down. Know what it is. Know that the days that could be tough, because this is a roller coaster, just like life is. The highs are amazing here. When you hit that next level, when you get that check, whether it's a comma or a bunch of zeros, when it starts to come in, when you get that story that someone calls you up and says, I've never felt better. Thank you so much for sharing this product with me. It's changed my life. Those are amazing things. But it's the constant thing of saying, hey, you're in this for the long run, and it's worth it. With that being said, Steve, I am going to pass it back to you. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone for doing this call. And thank you so much.